Oh, the world was just a living. The world was just a living.
Hey yo.
We're live. We're live.
Are we?
Uh,
Are we, Harry?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
Alright. Alright.
We're live. Okay. Good. I suppose I should wait for people to, because I don't want to just explain this to no one.
Oh, the stream isn't.
I know.
For sake. For video's sake. And do you want the beginning of the video to be you just sitting there doing nothing?
What it is. It already is. Anyway, sip of tea first. It's one of those him here silly willy bistery moxes. And I can show you how this works. All you lovely people at home. Where's the image? There is a sheet of things. Wow, look at that. These are all the things that will be enforced upon me. Or, well, not all at once, obviously, but in time. Ugh. Goop on the special. No, that's not what I haven't rolled yet. But... So basically, I use the random number generator, and it picks these horrible things for me, or for us in whenever, and that is the conditions under which one must perform. Dance for the court. Example. I roll the dice. I get a 9. No perks. There you go. And then you roll again. So this middle one, this is tied to this variable. But on the right, that list is the mission. So I roll again. I get a 6. That would have been escort duty before I removed it.
Because you keep getting it.
Yeah, there's elimination in this case. How did this happen? So there are actually 4 eliminations on rotation at the moment, which is nice. I'm going to pick the easiest one. 2 of them have haunted caves. How does that even happen?
Time to get to work, team.
Alright, I'm going to use this guy. Oh god, no perks. That means no dash. No, it won't be.
No.
That's right. Macro lens, yep. Hold on, how do you remove perks? Oh wait, just select the blank slot. Select the blank thing. I should probably show what I'm doing actually. I don't need the list up anymore. These things elude me. Like that. Now I'm ready to go. Oh, hello, viewer. That's not you, is it?
No, I'm not watching.
You're not. Oh, thanks.
I didn't really think that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so what?
no grenade.
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah, we do need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that, but we will.
on the
We
video.
have, but and this is also probably a lot of this is going to get repeated probably in the next podcast. But now we know a lot of things actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Time for a round of pest control.
we know what
And
Scouts.
those things are.
Raccoons on our scanner.
We know what Scouts' new
Turn into something
grenade will be,
My advice.
and it doesn't sound good at first, does it? One per class. I can
I
tell
think
you
it's
that I wasn't
interesting.
impressed, but I was. Obviously, there is a but.
Yeah,
Go on.
I think that part is quite interesting
I beg your pardon.
because, like, it sounds like these past seasons they have been limited by only making the guns, and now that they have more freedom and time and energy just making a grenade, they're gonna actually work on other things, and what those other things could be is quite intriguing.
So
Like,
yeah,
I'm not
we
sure if
know
it's
that
going
when
to
it
be
comes
more.
to the grenades, one per class, but we know they mentioned. So it would be nice if we had the quote, because what you said, it was like a new addition in the same like area.
Well, they just kind of said they were going to work on some other things. I think was really the term they used.
But also not anything in the space rig.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what, and it definitely not perks.
no, we know it's not perks.
They said they want to, but not.
God.
It's not season 3.
I'm betting that rain is very audible.
I ain't got the rain yet. I should not be coming.
Yeah.
Since the Queen's death, it's been
Oh yeah.
raining.
Oh
It was
god.
raining way
Right.
before
Okay.
then.
We do need to talk about that. I mean, this is the best place to do it because no one's going to see this. May Her Majesty rest in peace. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered, right? But I don't appreciate on Twitter people who just take they flock to it to insult her post mortem. I don't appreciate that, but I'm not saddened by her passing either.
My mum was. She
I
was
know.
actively sobbing, crying. And
It's
she
really,
said it's like
I
her
find
own
that
nan died.
really
Yeah.
like upsetting, frankly.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, it's kind of just how she was raised. Like, my nan and granddad are quite into the monarchy and all that. Like, you know, they really do like them.
Okay.
And I think when she was young, because my mum is the same birthday as the Queen's mum.
Oh, it's the Queen Mother, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
And at one point in time, they went to Buckingham Palace, and mum actually met the Queen's mum, and they shook hands.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
And the Queen's mum was like, I think she literally said it yesterday because she was talking about the story. I hope we share this day forever, or something like that.
All right, I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
That's
So,
something,
I mean,
right?
that's
I
the
didn't
Queen's
know
mum.
about-
not
that's
actually the
important.
Queen.
That's an important factor, though.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
mum is basically, you know, just kind of grew up with that, and with nan and granddad kind of raising her with their love and respect for the monarchy, and then you know, being cultivated by actual like closeness with them. But yeah, so I'm not surprised. It is just a bit wild.
Yeah, the monarchy hasn't actually done much for you. Probably only bad, actually. But still, go off, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't saddened, but I don't get though. It's like it's still treated as like this great tragedy, like this like disaster. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen this year. I
mean,
mean,
a second.
it would be surprising if it wasn't. Well, as soon as you know, like there was some kind of medical scare.
Well, it was the second.
We
the
knew
fella
what was
died.
happening.
Like that's always.
Oh yeah,
how
yeah.
it
It was
is.
like she was on borrowed time.
With old
after that.
couples, after the man dies, it's not long after.
Nah, not my nan. My grandma, my So my great nan, well, she's currently outlived the Queen. They're the same age, not the same birthday. So to put things in perspective, I never knew her husband. He died before I was born.
Well, I think that's why it doesn't really
Which
count.
that's unlucky though, because he
It's-
wasn't that old then, I guess, when he died.
Yeah,
He was
because I
in
think that's the thing.
70s.
It's that with like really old couple, they both get to the age where like at any given moment you'll just pass away, and then like they kind of end up like supporting each other, like probably more spiritually than anything.
Well, I
And
think
so,
that's
like,
why
they
my
just kind of-
grandma's stronger than a lot of other older people. She's
Probably,
like 96 and she's not in a home, which I think is really surprising, right? Isn't it? That's not common.
I don't think the Queen was in the home, but see how
Well,
that ended up.
she might as well have been. No, but it's the Queen, right? She's got people tending to her all the
Yeah.
time. But obviously, my grandma has been without her husband for like 20 years, so they weren't really old together. So she's just used to it, I guess. And she'll
When
keep
did they
going
get
forever,
married?
basically. I don't know. Like probably in the 50s.
So that's just your normal grandma, right? Or is it your
No,
great-grandma?
no, we call her grandma. Great nan. We call her grandma. It's just her name.
She's the grandma.
Yeah, gran. I'm doing terribly, by the way.
Glad to hear.
Oh, I think the nemesis is after me. Because there is a nemesis here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so I'm getting like so much misinformation about like the Queen and
Oh.
like what her death actually means. Like, I'm hearing like people are gonna get like 3 weeks off school.
No,
or, like,
wasn't it
3
meant to be a
weeks.
day?
Yeah, and like I know for like I think
National
pretty
mourning.
sure that on the day of her funeral it's gonna be like a bank holiday basically for like most people,
makes
unless it stands on a weekend. It's gonna be that, and there'll be like a day of mourning. Although according to, first of all, her funeral was on Tom's birthday, so he's pretty chuffed about that. And second of all, he's still
He's
gonna
chuffed.
be working, probably. Because I think McDonald's doesn't close for bank holidays, so yeah. Because the employees aren't forced to close. And if that's the case, then
It's brilliant.
I kind of wish Tom
Well,
wasn't
you know.
working, so we could sing Happy Birthday when we should
Oh
be.
my God. It's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of one of those. It's one of those things where, like, because my mum and all that really do love the monarchy, you kind of just don't. Like,
I kind of, I just
take-
don't see how you can love them.
exactly, and that's the kind of attitude you can have when your family is also that. But if your family loves them, then you either are on their side or you're kind of not. And I am not. Someone from Aura's dislike. Point is, yeah, Queen's dead. Long live the Queen.
Queen is
King,
dead.
I guess.
Long live the Queen. That's what they did in The Hobbit. Battle of the Five Armies, extended edition. Dane Ironfoot becomes king. See, oh, actually, that's spoilers. Well, that was spoilers, but I was about to say a bigger spoiler. If you haven't seen The Hobbit, which I mean, you know, I think a lot of default players have.
Probably.
Those films are oft referenced amongst the community
In the game.
and in the game, for sure.
You're gonna like finish or spoil it?
No,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, we got 4 views. Oh shit, people have been saying stuff. They're talking about the Queen. Oh, that mechanical
Right,
Numbari
F to the
Ario is back. Hello.
For the Queen.
Saying Caustic Maya sounds like a band name.
Does actually.
Doesn't.
No, it does. Oh, caustic is a very band name word.
I just want to hear the words from the mouths of the devs. Because, you know, a lot of people during the dev stream today, like they were just saying, Caustic Maya, question mark. Right? I think there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, because
The
it's
answer?
the most... It's the most rational theory. Because, you know, they've proven many times that they don't entirely scrap past ideas. Like, they mentioned in this stream that, like, the secondaries, you know, they were mostly past primary ideas. Like, they don't just come up with ideas and abandon them. They tend to just bring them back somehow. And I think, you know, Caustic Maya is one of them. Because I think they were solidly into the Caustic Maya, weren't they? I think
as
they
far as
had,
I know,
like,
they
made it.
No, they didn't start making it. It was a different story than like Industrial Sabotage is a mission they kind of had already started making. I believe the concept art was all that existed before they switched gears.
Yeah.
That might not be true, because I feel like that probably isn't true if we are getting Caustic Maya, because I feel like they'd probably have to be a little bit further along for them to really, for there to be any good reason to bring it back, because what good reason is there for it to, if it is the Caustic Maya, why?
Well, they did like the Caustic Maya idea. It's just the hollow bow was better, which is why I kind of hope that they tacked on.
You hope that they thought of a way to make it better than
the
it was.
crashed ship element to make it more interesting. Because sure, they can just add it because they already liked it, but I feel like they should, at the very least, on a moral level, match the quality of hollow bow to warrant adding.
You know, the object. It's going to come into play somehow, so I wouldn't be worried about that.
Which is what I'm saying. Like either there's like meteorite or like freighter scrap or just something foreign in that biome that heightens it. What?
Get grabbed again.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think it was very reasonable to assume Caustic Maya. If they come out with something entirely different, like other than the Caustic Maya, the surface is really the only other.
Well, people are saying that a
people
lot,
are going for.
and I don't know why people can't balance expectations. Like, it doesn't. It's not great. You know, it shouldn't take much to realise why that's highly unlikely. I don't think.
Yeah.
But people just get swept up in the idea. They're like, I have to post this idea.
I mean, you know, there was a fella, like the god tier artist that's just like chilling in the Reddit. He did like a comic of it being on like the surface of the Rivals planet, where there was like the elves, and I think he did do it seriously, because you know it's common knowledge at this point that that's it, no more robots. But but they said they weren't completely scrapping them necessarily. Yeah, but no more robots for this season.
No, certainly.
This is going to be completely separated.
So has that speculation actually ceased though? Have people actually stopped? Because recently I've seen people saying.
I don't think so. No.
No,
People
it hasn't, hasn't
kind of
stopped.
want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's more common now. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's either going to be the Caustic Maya or something no one's guessing because no one knows about it. You can't. There's no way of knowing it.
It could be the Caustic Maya, but you mentioned. I think we mentioned this. Could still be the Caustic Maya, but not called that.
Under a different name.
It's just the crash
site or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is really kind of what we're doing.
I should not put a
same with like
resupply
the Scout melee grenade, just like having it be just having corrosion be the status effect of the biome.
Tyler, can I point out the fact that I think we're already in the clear for the bingo, so we don't even have to come up with a forfeit.
We already got bingo.
Well, hold on.
2 trailers.
What was it? What did we need to get? Oh, right, because there were like multiple
Never
the grenades.
Bingo cards, though, did we? But yeah,
Well, I think the idea
that-
was at least 3, wasn't it, or something? We
Right,
get 3
well, if
things
we
right.
put-
That was what I said. I said we get 3 things right, we win the clear. So we
Yeah,
got melee
I'm
grenade,
pushing
we
more.
got automated grenade in the same one, and we got beer.
I think automated grenade is a bit.
It's a bit
But also
iffy,
technically
but it is
the beer
automated,
thing
isn't it?
Part of season 3.
No,
So,
that's true.
you
No,
can-
I'm being a bit loose, but still, it's interesting.
Yeah. But biome, caustic wire was probably up there, right? Or at least biome. Biome was definitely on there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like bio anomaly.
I'll be so bloody surprised if it's not a biome though.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just like there's anomalous like areas of caustic gas, and that's like the event, and that's all it is.
Well, that's
I'd
not
be
going to
so
be. It's
shocked.
not going to be all it is. That could be something.
Also,
That could be part
also,
of
I
it.
think you've got to bear in mind that with the amount of time that this update season has been in the works for, biome is really the biome or like a new game mode, which God forbid they had a new game mode, but like biome is really the only reasonable content that they could add that would warrant this amount of time. Because I think it also bears in mind that we should be looking at more enemies. And what those
Absolutely.
could be is still has not been teased really at all, unless maybe they are. I mean,
Well, it
probably
depends
going
on
to be
what goggles
corrosion
represent,
variants.
remember?
I think we could be looking at corrosion variants.
Yeah.
Of enemies,
Yeah.
which I think would be pretty cool. A corrosion Praetorian.
That would be caustic Maya native. So,
Yeah.
you know, the object is still in question. What that actually is bringing to the table.
Yeah. So I think it's anyone's guess as to what like the enemies are going to be or events, because we really haven't got much in that regard so far.
So like a caustic Praetorian would like spray goo, like throw up goo
Yeah.
that like slows you down. Like
Which I
throws
think
up-
is going to be something, because that goo probably it's not going to be the sludge pump goo. It's going to be definitely more yellowy hue to it. Like it's probably going to look a lot like the sacks in the Hollow Bow, like the random goo sacks that can pop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like a yellow, which
The
is
piss.
random, but they do that.
Piss sacks.
Yeah, it's probably going to look more like that, and it's going to corrode your feet and slow you. They're probably going to be quite menacing. I imagine this biome is going to be very hazardous. It's going to be in like the Hollow Bow.
I think it will probably be by design the most hazardous.
Yeah. Like,
Because
it's
if it is a biome is the main addition, you would have like a seasonal challenge that would be specifically that biome, right? It's not going
Playing
to
the
coincide.
biome,
It's not
Which
going to
I
be
think
like
is something
playing
as
the
well.
caustic Maya and the sandblasted corridors. No. If it's a new biome for the season, that would have a
and I think
dedicated
that's gonna give you
challenge.
scripts.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I think is something you need to bear in mind, that that would probably mean that the caustic mine or crash site or whatever is going to be a consistent location. It's never not going to be in rotation. I think that's something we need to admit, because
I think we did
Rival
mention this when
Presence-
the
Rival
very
Presence
first
was
time we
guaranteed.
mentioned a biome possibly being added
Yeah.
for a season. That would be that that biome would be permanently in during the season.
Yeah, because Rival Presence is a guaranteed warning. There's always going to be at least one. Obviously, it's the same for probably all of the game modes, but there's always just one of the
Thrown around like a
thingy, industrial sabotage. So chances are, if this is a biome and there is scripts for it, it will always be in rotation. Because then otherwise people will have what they need to play on the mission, but it just won't be there. It might not be there for a
that's
couple of
interesting
rotations.
though, isn't it? Because like it's a little bit more specific with industrial sabotage, where it's like you get the script for getting the data cell. Really, I mean, that's what it says, but obviously it's just doing industrial sabotage. So I don't
Which
know
is
if there'll
why
be
I
any
think
difference
chances
there.
are the events kind of stuff, it's going to unlock. I feel like it's going to be more like it'll unlock the caustic mire, which will add like caustic variants of enemies, and then there will also be like the meteorite or kind of element to it that maybe the events are gathering a meteorite substance, which will then get you the script, something like that. I can see that being a thing. So it might be more of a 50-50 kind of like the event caused the biome, but the biome isn't inherently the main element of the
well, you know,
story
if it's the biome could have its own attached mutator as a warning or anomaly, and then that's sort of more along the lines of like that feels more specific. It's probably even more. Obviously, it's even more specific than getting the data cell, but it's still only doable in that biome,
as well,
and it's like a very common anomaly in that biome, but only in that biome or something.
With them spending less time on actually adding grenades, because they're only adding one per, which is nowhere near the level of guns, they admit that themselves.
Well, that's what
not nowhere near, but like, yeah. They're adding something else, which could be that they're doing...
Or adding to something else.
They're gonna... Yeah, or it could be that we're gonna get a biome and a mutator and a warning, right? We could get a lot more in that kind of category.
I mean, if we very clearly do, I'll respect that, but it was still... I'd still be one... I'd be like... Oh...
We could also be looking
with
at
more in this area.
I think we could. I think there is a percentage chance, not a high one, maybe like 5% of overclocks.
For
I don't
guns.
believe in that. Guns? What?
Well, overclocks for weapons.
Yeah. Overclocks for weapons.
Because that's the other thing, the grenade thing. Not either overclocks or mods. My idea was if they were to ever do that, it would be one or the other, right? But the only reason I bring it up, not that I think it's necessarily what's going to happen, but the fact that they are confident, it seems like they're confident they're going to make up for there only being one. And like the amount, I don't know, something about, my brain was sort of just, a lot of neurons were firing. It's like, oh, look at this boomerang, it's got electricity and stun. What if part of that was an upgrade? Like the stun, because but that's just a possibility.
So you kind of
this is my theory.
Honestly,
it's not theory,
I think
but it lines up.
Because we mentioned it, with one, with one grenade, it does now add kind of the time and energy to maybe go about adding upgrades to grenades or like overclocks to grenades. I think that is now a possibility. I don't think they want to or should, and I don't want them to. But I think it's definitely on the table now as far as time and energy is concerned.
Well, I only want them to because they appear to be focusing on grenades this season. But if they're not just focusing on grenades, then that's fine. But
yeah,
I would have rather they did something else. Like my preference would have been something else entirely. I wouldn't necessarily have called for new grenades. But given that they're doing new grenades, it makes me want grenade mods or overclocks a little bit more than I did initially. I think if you're going to put some attention here, you might as well put a fair bit of attention here. Because that's just what they're doing. But as we know, they might be doing something else.
Yeah. But we know they're not adding inherently anything. Well, I think they said anything to the hub, but maybe because mainly the person was talking about like fun things or like things to do in the hub. Maybe they are going to add something, just not in that regard. But like, they are now. I think it's interesting because of like the format we kind of slot them in. They're now the equipment area is either going to have just kind of two different things added to it, or like less stuff added to it, and then something else is going to get bugged. Like we could get a really huge wild card or something like that, like a lot bigger in a certain area.
Just throw a curveball at us.
Yeah.
So they, so to be honest, Phase Unite was out of the blue, but I wouldn't call it a curveball, or at least I wouldn't describe it in the sense that this is like a game changer, right? Because it wasn't.
Yeah.
And there's yet to really be a game changer, apart from the literal introduction of seasons. Something that truly shakes things up.
Yeah. Who knows what they're gonna add, but I do think that gas mask though, I do think we're looking at like, because I feel like the hacking thing is something that they liked. You know what I mean? Like the addition of a new minigame-esque or just a feature in a mission, I think is something they quite liked. I don't know why I feel this way, but I mean, I guess the fact that they doubled down on it and it made it a event in the recon thing. I feel like them adding new bits of equipment to the dwarves for certain occasions is something they might do more often.
Yeah.
The gas mask is currently our biggest chance for that.
Yeah, I especially I think if that's not just like a graphic device to like conceal, and assuming that does serve a purpose in the teaser image, then I am it's probably a gas mask, unless it's being worn by not a dwarf. But I don't think that's likely. That was my initial impression, but I think it's more likely that it's dwarf is wearing that.
Yeah, the concealment of the other one. The first one they teased, wasn't it just like really zoomed in on the scout? Or something like that. Like the last season. And then it zoomed out,
yes.
but then it lens flared the nemesis.
It still obscured stuff, even in the second iteration of that picture.
Yeah. And then finally we got like the launch thing that showed it all. So next one we might see them take off the goggles. Then there may be probably a yellow fork covering the main center.
No. I think there'll be the full image, but still with the goggles on. So I think it's distorted in other ways. Because it's clearly not a detailed image.
I think if the goggles stay on, they're definitely a feature at that point. Like, if they're not just a gimmick for concealment, then definitely a feature. But for now, I think it's anyone's guess. But I don't know, I think it'd be pretty cool. I'm at least expecting a like World War II gas mask cosmetic in somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that much should just be expected. Like first thing on the script tree.
Yeah.
And I could see myself probably running it on a gunner build, because I imagine
you
it's
better
gonna be a
hope
lot
there's
colour.
paint job. Yeah, you.
I imagine it's going to be a lot colour, and I imagine the colour is going to be like a greenish brown or just greenish most of the time. So unless it's going to be like a yellow one to match with the whole corrosion, then even then I'll probably put it on a. So I can see the forced colours being something.
Hold on. I feel like an idiot now. I want to steer this towards the DLC, because you think there's actually a high enough chance that it could be armor instead of another framework, which I think I understand. That makes sense to me. If it's armor, it's probably a hazmat suit, right? Hazmat suits.
Maybe, yeah.
Unless
I do.
That feels more like something that could be in the game already.
Who has brought something up that you have.
Oh yeah.
Could the gas mask be something from the new enemy's POV?
So that was
something
my.
is coming and it ain't a robot.
Yeah. That was my initial impression. I'm not.
Yeah.
I agree with Tyler more than myself now. But
yeah, I have that effect.
I think both have a chance, because looking at that image, I think it could be either way. Like that could serve two different purposes. It's either something like lurking, preying upon the dwarves, looking at them from a distance, or just a dwarf. You're being put in their even more in their POV. It's you're just staring out across a wasteland, basically. I think both make sense. Basically,
Yeah, but this leans more towards this leans away from the gas mask being something people like the dwarves will use, and more towards the enemies wearing the gas masks, which is something that I'm fond of, because I like the orc pirate concept.
But you wouldn't quite know what they actually are.
But it's just the issue of concealing the humanity of the orcs. Like, they're obviously, most shows kind of do it by just making them fuck ugly, but against the alien creatures, they will stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah,
but
they'll probably be prettier than the dwarves.
Yeah, if you conceal the faces in any way you can, I was always thinking like a helmet, Like I have a mobile game that I've been just kind of wasting my life on recently, where they have like goblins, but like the helmet is the top half of their face. They don't actually like have any eyes or anything. I mean, it's really simplified art style, but I was like, oh, that kind of thing could work, where they don't have eyes, because it's really just the eyes. Like if you see the eyes of things,
idea.
you feel sympathy for them, which is why Lootbug has them. They're so prominent.
But in this case,
because
it would
you
be
feel
empty,
guilty.
lifeless eyes of a gas mask.
Yeah, and which also would then like kind of cover up the face, and maybe they could look more like ominous by making the gas masks look like pipes or something like that. Like just you can kind of dehumanize the not humans, but the creatures by leaning into the whole like industrial like, aesthetic maybe. Like, because you could also then twist it, like, because you're fond of the steampunk idea, you could twist that the caustic
like diesel
gas
punk.
area,
Yeah.
they may literally or just interpret it as to be like smog. So these orcs had to flee their planet and have turned to piracy because it was polluted to hell. So they are kind
It's like
of
grunts from
genetically built
Halo.
to-
They have to wear gas
they
masks.
are like constantly wearing gas masks so they can survive hostile environments, and they've crashed into the caustic mire and they're kind of habitating it because it's basically where they lived before. They're used to the completely toxic air, so maybe they're more, which I think first of all that elaborates a lot, which they probably won't do. They don't often elaborate on the stories of stuff, but I think giving the goblins/orcs like a backstory to why they wear gas masks and why they don't hate the caustic mire, or like maybe they were aiming for the caustic mire because that's somehow they knew that was on Hoxie's and they knew it was a place that DRG didn't want them to go to, so they knew that if they like resided there they would be safe.
I mean, I like the idea almost that DRG is aware of the caustic mire, but they don't want to send anyone there. Maybe it's not worth it or something. Maybe this changes something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's normally not worth it. Like the minerals are fine and abundant as normal, but it's just not worth the risk. But now there's going to be like meteorite there commonly or something like that. There's
Or
just
maybe it's the
something-
case we need to go in and eliminate the competition again. But like specifically
or just
stop them from
some-
branching out from this area that they've crashed in.
some arbitrary reason as to why this is now an option. There doesn't have to be solid law, just more loose. But I don't know. I think I'm really because to be honest, Harry, that is a very fucking. I know it's Harry because it's just you really like the steampunk, but this is all just like clicked together in my head. Where because if orcs, assuming all of these creatures lived on their own planets, right? Orcs' planets, they could have entered like the medieval age, and just like Victorian England, right? And just smogged their entire planet up. And like it's kind of more like steampunk, and they just like polluted the hell out of their planet, and they just left. And so they're a steampunk aesthetic using gas masks because that's just their life on their original planet. So that dehumanizes them, adds to the steampunk look, which you could then make into the cosmetics and that, like the then a steampunk look for the the DLC would make sense because the enemies are steampunk inspired, and like the orcs, and then so yeah, and honestly, this
Well,
is
either
not-
way, right, DLC armor would be some kind of hazardous materials preparation.
Yeah,
A steampunk
Yeah.
style like tech suit, or just a plain like straight up hazmat suit.
Yeah. I think it's quite. I think I've gone too far, and I've now really grown fond of a concept that's not real, a bit like the dragons thing, which I think at this point we can rule off.
Well, yes,
But,
yes, I think you can, but I did actually see someone like say like dragons ? When they saw the teaser image, and I didn't think it. As I didn't think it as in like I think that's what this is, but I did think that's on the right, that sort of jagged shape I could see if someone could interpret that as like if they really wanted to, it's like a jagged wing.
It's because I grow more fond of the flesh pit biome being inside of a dragon more than dragons actually being
That's
enemies.
probably our
Not fond of
craziest
that
idea.
I think it's the craziest, but also I'd pitch that to go ship with 100%.
Yeah, but that's what I
sincerity.
mean though. That's in that. I feel like if that ever happens, probably because they heard us talking about it.
Yeah.
So let's
But,
just say that now.
Yeah, I mean, So for now, yeah, I've annoyingly grown really fond of steampunk goblin pirates, and I mean that honestly. But I also know that like we won't do that because I mean it like
Well, why? So I don't.
Gameplay-wise,
There's not
I'm sure-
there's not an incredible argument for why they would, but why wouldn't they?
probably because they have no evidence of being that creative. I'm sorry.
All right. I think I agree actually, but still, it's a funny thing to
They're
say.
not really, are they? Like the rivals are so stereotypical, and the only real allure to them is their mystery. And I don't honestly think they. They're just mysterious, and that's it. There's no mystery under it. Their mysterious is their defining trait. That where they came from is the only thing that really identifies them, other than them also being robots. But they're pretty stereotypical looking robots.
Well,
Or,
I'd like to
not
say
actually
this. I
in
hope there's less
design.
mystery this time around. Frankly.
Yeah, I want the or just have it have the narrative kind of be revealed with their design, or like voice lines, because I think that's the thing that like the Nemesis is an interesting case because it's the first enemy that talks back to you. Basically, it's the only enemy that communicates, and I think they could continue that with these orcs or goblins. I'm thinking goblins would be like the grunts and all that, and then orcs would be like the Praetorians, and then like maybe ogres would be the mini bosses, right? But just generally, whenever I say those, I just mean this enemy, fantasy-based enemies like these. And yeah, these they kind of like visually communicate their backstory in the steampunk gas mask kind of design, but then they may also like talk like the grunts in I'm not sure if they're called grunts in Halo, the little
Yeah,
fellas.
I mentioned them. They always have to wear gas masks. But that's because
well-
something happened on their homeworld that I think basically disabled them all for life. Because I don't. It's their homeworld that actually has the poisonous atmosphere, but they still have to wear the masks all the time. So I think it's actually the other way around. I think it's actually the case where that's their natural environment or something, and they're not used to not poisonous atmospheres.
Yeah, and these guys kind of like those guys just kind of passively talk, just like generally, and then like just kind of walk into a cave full of them, and they'll just be like talking like, yeah, wow, these caustic environments are pretty horrible, isn't it? And he's like, yeah, it's still better
Bit
than
of
our homeland though.
Bit of a caustic
Some shit
mire roll credits.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know, just something more. If they're trying to tell a story with these seasons, I feel like they need to try harder.
They need to do
Because
it.
I would say that is the biggest failure in the last two seasons.
Yeah, assuming that's
Gameplay-wise,
what they're trying to
give
do.
or take, pros or cons. But I think generally their lack of effort in storytelling, as far as their actual storytelling is going, is a negative. Like they implied that they were going to tell a story, and then proceeded to not do that.
No,
Just
they didn't say that's what they wanted to do. They didn't want to tell stories.
they
in-game.
added plot to story, which you know you would then assume.
No.
would be the same. Have
More
it.
story than plot. Just narrative elements, but not a plot. I feel like that's the specific thing you need to take out of the equation. I don't think they want it to be a plot. They just want it to be
Sure.
a
But even
slight
in
narrative
Wikipedia,
to each
actually,
season.
I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure if that's actually what it's called, but like, you can get the backstory on the orcs and goblins and that in the like,
Bestiary.
thing bestiary. Yeah, you can just like because it's not mystery isn't going to be their whole thing. Like the robots are mysterious on purpose, kind of gimmicky, but oh well, what it is. But like if they added these, they can just tell you the backstory of them in their thing, right? Because maybe they are known, right? They're known pirates. People know why they are what they are, and Deep Rock knows. So they're not that unknown. They can just say, yeah, these are this goblin. They're a lower class of people in a planet. And they were kind of smocked out, polluted out of their planet, and they had to roam space. and you know I don't know, maybe their lungs just can't quite take in oxygen anymore.
Like pugs.
The way that they should do, which is why they have like gas masks on all the time.
Like pugs.
Yeah, like pugs.
They're gas masks.
Yeah. So basically, I have grown very fond.
Well done.
But also, you know, it's just that if that isn't a dwarf and it isn't Rilla's goggles, it implies quite cool stuff. And also, I think the
and ideas.
Orc pirates as a concept isn't that just to you either. Like I've seen someone just bring it up in the first teaser. Like, and the comments.
Why do you think that was? Because they're fans of barrel vision.
Yeah. So it's pretty damn fun theorizing, especially when we know that we're going to get the answers sooner rather than later. As in, so within like probably 4 or 5 weeks, I'll know whether or not I'm fucking retarded or I'm a soothsayer. Got it dead on.
Soothsayer, the soothsayers often do.
Yeah. No. We didn't actually talk about the grenade much.
No. Well, I mean, do you think next week there'll be one grenade revealed? It won't be 2 in a row, 2 days in a row next week. There'll be one a week at a time for the grenades, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to reveal like gunners and engineers in the same week.
Are they gonna? Do you know if they'll still do 2 teasers?
Yeah, I think so.
They'll just tease something else.
Yeah.
No, they did
I
before.
guess. I don't remember. I sure hope so.
Thing is they've set fire to the forge now, and so if they stream and don't tease, they're probably going to get a bit of shit for it. Which isn't warranted, but it is the case. From now on, every stream they do, people will expect tease and stuff.
Watch out! Hot plasma!
Just how it works.
Well done, team. Immediate dreadnought threat eliminated. Activate the transport
Zam.
review. We'll send in an extraction pod to pick you up.
That's crazy, man. Did you know it's surprisingly easy to mod a 3DS?
Yeah.
That's what they keep saying. It's this big meme. It's just surprisingly easy to mod your 3DS. I don't know why.
Who still has a 3DS? Say that.
What do you mean who still has? So, what do you mean, why hasn't everyone sold their 3DSs?
No, but I'm sure people that actually still use the 3DS are probably broken. And then
No, I still use
making
mine.
3DSs?
I don't know.
Well, they just kind of like ditched everything other than the Switch.
Excellent. Drop pod inbound.
Yeah.
Is it basically it's just their version of everything they built up to in just one thing. It's handheld and a console. But yeah, the Scout was the first one last time, so they maybe actually are following the same pattern as last time. Thanks for
Yeah.
the comment, Jeff Martinez.
Drop pod departing.
It
So
was
next will be
what
Gunner.
was next? Alright, it was Gunner.
I don't know.
Which, to be honest, I think Gunners is probably going to be the least exciting. And if
Well,
I'm wrong, then
That's
that
the
bodes
thing.
well.
That's why I think it's probably got the same amount of interest in all of them, but still, that's what specifically interests me about Gunner though. It's like, is this going to be, you know, cut above the others? Probably.
And if you're wondering about the whole order, then it's Engineer and then Driller.
Yeah, I mean, Engineer will be last. We know that.
Yeah.
both
Well,
times. They really
they
saved
followed
up
the
the
same
shard
order.
diffractor, and obviously they kept the smart rifle very hidden because it wasn't one of the prototypes. So no one had any idea what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I almost called it the
the
shard
wave cooker was
diffractor
pretty
and the
good
shard
as well.
rifle. The shard.
So they did kind of go through it in the most unexpected way, didn't they? Like, well, not in the most unexpected way, but like the most unexpected guesses in order. Like people kind of assumed the crossbow. People wanted the coil gun, not inherently in the way they got it. No one was expecting a fucking wave cooker, and then no one was expecting the fucking laser gun.
Okay, that's the thing. I don't. Right. So the coil gun and the wave cooker, I don't remember those prototypes, and it's because I don't think they existed. I don't think they were shown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously all the prototypes did get used still, except the rocket rifle, which I would have much rather had than the smart rifle.
Well, the rocket rifle got turned into the Hurricane, didn't it?
No, the
Did
Hurricane
it?
was a separate prototype.
Oh.
And I believe in those videos, the rocket rifle was used by the engineer, so I think it did get replaced by the smart rifle. Which is a loss greater than any. The greatest calamity of our age.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Ghost Ship, if you ever want to just replace the smart rifle.
So I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
okay, like-
think about it like now, but like, yeah, they've done the electric grenade because I think you can tell it's more dealing electric damage than anything, right? I mean, stunning is also pretty important. It seems very good at stunning. That stun lasts a long time. Like they were down for a good solid amount of time. And it obviously does a bit of damage because it kills swarmers on contact, but yeah, I assume it's then the electric damage that it will deal is kind of the main thing. I mean, it's probably all three, and the area bouncing. It's just a lot. It's a lot of a grenade, which is why I can't see a universe where people go back to some of the other ones.
It depends which one's most likely to get left in the dust. And I'll discuss this after I come back from emptying my bladder.
Okay.
I mean, you can still discuss it.
With myself. Let's give myself a hot take for me to turn down. Or if anyone wants to comment, that would help me a lot as well. I think the boomerang look, we actually haven't talked about that. I'll probably bring it up when he comes back. Like the look of the boomerang is pretty interesting because it kind of looks like it has like a pickaxe handle like on it, and then it kind of just boomerangs at the end, which I don't know, its design's kind of funky looking, very DRG, I'll give it that. Like, because it has a pickaxe handle. They were like, oh, what's the best kind of handle to give a boomerang? It's like, a pickaxe one. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. They couldn't be more used to that kind of handle, being as it's like their way of life. But yeah, I don't know. By the way, actually, this is something as well. We counted after the video 8 bounces. It bounces 8 times in both videos. First one, it bounced pretty quickly between swarmers. It seems like if things are closer together or it kills them, it will like move quicker between them. But for the Glyphid one that was after, it was just like 8 Glyphids. It was pretty bomb, 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 and then like, I think it's sped up. I'm not sure though. It might do, but yeah, it comes back. So it hits 8 enemies.
Oh, what have you been telling them?
I was talking about the design of the thing and the bouncing of it, 8 bounces.
I rolled a
We
4.
didn't get it.
No primaries. No primary weapon.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, you actually have it pulled up. Nice, that's fantastic.
7 for the mission. Industrial sabotage. Industrial sabotage without a primary weapon. Okay. And it's currently a shield disruption. Well, you know the rules. I'm allowed to put this on hazard 4. And I will for now. Depends on if it changes. We will change in a couple of minutes. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, did you? Because I was about to say what. This is like a sort of a thing I want to talk about, like post each reveal. It's like what do you think the state will be of like the grenade selection for each class? And I was thinking,
Honestly,
I don't think this will actually leave any of them in the dust. It will leave the IFGs in the dust, except for on certain missions where, like elimination. I think it will be interesting because IFGs are very useful in elimination, but I can see these being useful as well. I think they'll be competing, but
I think it's interesting.
It might just equal things out in a way.
We kind of had the rule where scouts grenades don't inherently do damage. Well, that's like clearly not the case here. It's like
it's not explosive though either. It's not a grenade.
It's still
the ones that are really grenades. Well, it's
which is
not
actually a thing. It's not actually even AOE technically. You know, I mean, it's going to hit more than one target most of the time, I would imagine. Which is also a thing. We don't know its kind of radius of bouncing. Like maybe things do have to be very close together for it to bounce. Maybe it could like do like 15 meters or something. Like we don't know what kind of like ricochet we got going on there, but should be interesting. Whatever it is, but
yeah.
I feel like they could, because when you said that, I thought you meant like, what do you think they're gonna have to do on like launch of that basically, or the experimental branch? Like, do I think it's gonna be broken? And I do think they are probably gonna tone down that stun. Like, I'm sorry, but like
I didn't really notice the stun lasting a considerably long time.
Maybe 5 seconds. They never came out of it in the video.
Yeah, I
didn't
notice that.
Got hit by it.
Yeah,
he didn't come out of the stun state.
But what if it just lasts for the boomerang's lifetime or something? What if it's like gets exponentially shorter or something, and they all just become unstunned once it's done?
We both know that's not going to happen because that's not a thing. But
it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
Well, yeah, but even still, it's like. For the first one, it's like 4 seconds, and not to mention, I assume you can probably continue shooting while it goes around and does that. So I think it's going to be.
So that was sort of what if that's the case, that's sort of my definition of the automated grenade. It's something where you could. Yeah. But at the same time, I guess the proximity mine is that as well. Whatever. Wow.
But I don't know. It's pretty funky. Which, once again, it ticks so... I'm going to eat chocolate, by the way, if you hear that. It ticks, like, 4 of our grenade ideas. Like, we're probably not going to get a normal electric grenade. I guess I would say that it could follow the drone one that you think. But I think we could still get, like, an actual one.
Yeah, but the boomerang looks like
literal one.
Drone to me. It's basically a little drone. A little knife drone. Little melee. It's like the shredder idea, basically.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
It's as close to that as it would be without actually just making a shredder into a grenade.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just came to a realization
grenade as well.
That if I have to go without a primary and industrial sabotage, just use the shard deflector. It was so obvious. Yeah.
I think...
So easy.
And I lost my thought now.
Sorry.
Stun grenade. This seems to be a very good stun grenade.
Oh yeah,
So I'm not sure we'll get one of them.
Well, I don't think the stun grenade is ever going to be like a direct thing, ever. Because the cluster bomb stuns as well.
Yeah. So, that's cool. Electricity... I'm not sure if it could be our melee one that we imagine. As in somebody else gets to use Vampire. I don't think this is going to be that.
So do you not think this will activate Vampire?
Maybe, but I think it will be more annoying. It's not going to be like the axe. It's going to have to be that the grunts in front of you are already low, and then you throw the grenade, and they'll die in that initial impact like a swarmer would, and you maybe get
But
out.
it would be pretty amazing.
But I think there's a chance that it will just do electric damage, right? That's the only form of damage it will do.
Well, they didn't show the health bars.
Which then again, no, doesn't the axes also do electric damage?
No, they do.
No,
They do a bit of area damage though. No, it's just plain area damage.
Electric, isn't it? No, oh my god, hello cat. jumped up on my bed. You know. Yeah. So I guess
It's
yeah,
just
I think
plain area
maybe
damage.
I think it would be warranted if it did do vampire. It just might be harder to actually use than the axes, which I think is fair enough. Wait. Oh, I guess that's been raining.
Meringue.
So yeah, I'm just like trying to think about like what other grenades are left. Really, I mean,
What's left? It's covered everything.
oh, I don't normally use something like that. Can't eat
A
chocolate,
time
I
bomb.
think. Well,
A time
also should
bomb,
now
like the
think
thing
about
from
the fact that
Buried.
they might like combine a bunch of ideas. Like
Boxing glove.
What are some of our ideas that we could bring together? The goo Mjolnir.
Right, hold on. I'm actually going to get the list up. I'm going to find. Right now, in this book is contained a list of grenade ideas. I think. There we go. Hey, sludge. The Borderlands
Physical
style
book.
bouncing Betty. So a grenade that shoots bullets out of it.
Okay, well that's not what I thought. But you could actually argue that the boomerang is also the bouncing bomb. It bounces between targets more than it just flies between them. So I think it's like a combination of 5 of our grenade ideas.
You'll need to disable this force field before
Yeah,
you can
but
access the data vault.
quite light in some
Find the power
areas.
station's
I
power
think the most
grid,
direct
shut them down.
is boomerang and electricity. Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, 6.
6.
Yeah, boomerang throwing knife, electric stun.
Well, I don't know if you
bouncing
can really
Betty drone.
put the throwing knife in this because the boomerang was.
I can.
proposed it as one of the melee ones.
Yeah, but I propose the throwing knife is just mainly as a scout vampire.
A scout.
That was always my play, throwing knife. There's just scout having it. And plus you could argue that it does look like a karambit. It even like has like a proper handle, so could kind of under a knife. Point is, yeah, like 6 of them. It's pretty wild.
I called for the mule.
So, what are the other ones? The other ideas?
I guess the problem is a lot of them are very weird and ambiguous. It feels weird to just like list them off. We got like the plasma bouncer, for example. Like, what's that? What is that?
Yeah, it was just
Nothing.
a bouncing grenade you wanted, but it was just made of plasma.
Where is
Yeah.
that damn mule?
Sludge, bouncing Betty, a lightning bolt. I guess we're not getting that. Lightning bolt.
No.
Lightning bolt. From Borderlands again.
You just have to say it every time it bounces into something.
Go fetch.
Oh God. Yeah, flashbang, fear bomb, scarab bomb, like the 2 areas scarab bomb.
Yeah. I think that might be likely. You know.
One sentry gun.
Just a line of explosions.
People or,
Sentry done. Go get him, boy.
yeah, and
And you can sort of
breaks
aim
the
it
terrain.
while it's fusing.
Come here.
Yes, there's another. That's like a mechanic of the scarab bomb, isn't it?
We'll see. I could see the scarab bomb being given to engineer more than Driller, because Driller doesn't need a grenade that mines terrain. But I can see engineer having it.
Especially if it does borrow that terrain mechanic where it like while it's like fusing or ticking or whatever, you can sort of aim
I wanna
it
punch
based
the
on
guy
where
in
you're
R&D
looking.
who programmed Molly.
Yeah. And it has like a charge up time, so it's not competing against like, the driller in like mining. It would just like help the engineer adjust the terrain to his advantage, but in the mining side now a bit quicker. And it would probably be quite good at combat. If a bit awkward.
But it would
I
be
could see it.
in combat. It would be quite similar to Titan Bursters.
Yes.
Just a line of explosions.
If you wanted to use it in combat, a line of explosions, but maybe it's not as instant throw kill. It's maybe throw, give it a minute, kill.
And it would go through terrain, which could have some combat
and I'm thinking
implications.
fear as well. So it probably had pretty strong fear on it.
The fuck. Smart grenade. That's not really anything, I guess. Because that smart grenade could just be any. It could be any grenade with just like lock-on mechanics. Where it's just like
Which you could
it
argue this
bursts
one
into a
has.
bunch of fragments. Or well, yeah, I still think that's a possibility. I mean, you see, that could. Well, actually, I don't see how that. If what we're seeing in the clip of the boomerang is how it functions by default, and there's no lock-on mechanic there, I guess it wouldn't make sense as like an upgrade or an overclock or something. I was like, now you can lock on because it's already automatic, I guess. But having control could be something that you could add. Like those kind of additions make sense to me as like grenade upgrades or overclocks.
I mean, he had his HUD turned off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Off
Though.
the lock on.
Yeah, that's why I brought it
Yeah.
up.
Didn't he hold it out in his hand for a little bit before he threw it?
Not
I mean, probably just to
really.
show it.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't go off of. I wouldn't use that as like an evidence.
I would say that would be a thing. You'd have to hold it out
Yeah.
to give it time to lock on.
But I don't think the
So
video is
if you
showing
do,
that.
yeah, but if he doesn't hold it out, then it doesn't have lock on. That's kind of what I'm saying.
I'm a jock, not a geek.
If there's no time to lock on, then
Yeah,
it's
because
not locking on.
the clip started within his hand. I don't know about the second half of that, but the second clip though. It was 2 clips.
Yeah.
After this,
So we got Mjolnir,
shower ever.
which I guess is probably a no because of the electric thing. So I think a hammer is even less likely because I feel like those two things go together well. And given that this looks like our melee grenade,
Yeah.
Mjolnir is a no-go basically.
Which,
Mjolnir
is something
specifically,
as well-
I guess the hammer isn't an impossibility, but an electric hammer obviously no.
I think it's starting to be applied. That they mentioned, someone like jokingly said, spoiler on all grenades, they all go bang. This was like last stream, like before this one. And they said no, some of them don't.
Well, yeah, this one.
Some of them, knowing
At
that we
least,
only
I guess
have
at least
4,
2. That makes sense though. I'd be
2
surprised
of them
if.
probably blow up, 2 of them don't. And we know this one doesn't.
I'm kind of surprised
So
that
we're looking.
any of them do.
Well, we know at least one does it then. We know
Yeah,
at least one blows up,
I'd say it's more likely
or at least
that only one.
or at least 2 don't. Because some, he would say one of them. Well, he probably would have been vague on purpose, but he probably didn't think about it that much. He would have just said
I
like
feel
one
like
of
they
them.
have like naturally vague voices. It just comes from that accent.
That's racist.
Yeah,
But,
it is.
Yeah, so we're probably looking at a 2 non-explode, 2 explode. So I think we could all comfortably assume that Gunners is going to explode. I think that's fair
I'd
enough.
love it if it was like the complete opposite. It was
It
the
would- it
least
implodes.
explodey. No,
It's the
like something
black hole
like,
grenade.
like a teddy bear or something. I don't know what it would do.
It's it's the monkey with symbols. I mean that's just
Yeah.
lure.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lure. That's what I was thinking.
But it actually detonates at the end.
Well, okay. What about the? Do you know what the G strike is? From
rings a
Origins.
bell.
It's
No.
in Zombies Origins. You can upgrade. Well, it's not. You don't upgrade the monkey, but well, you do upgrade the monkey because once you've unlocked the G strike, you can basically swap them. It's basically a better version of the monkey, where it's like a beacon for an airstrike that lures things in. And I don't see how that would work though. Unless the OG takes the phase bomb technology and can like phase bomb from orbit.
Oh, it just drills. It just drills in quickly.
Or just a big drill bomb that drills in from orbit. So it's like a massive bomb.
Yeah.
That's how the nuke would be implemented, I think. They would,
Or
like
a
Gunner would get like
radioactive grenade.
2 of them, and it's like a drill nuke that comes in from orbit. So it takes a real long time, but it's like the biggest explosion, and it uses radiation.
Send a hack
Yeah, but wouldn't that
pod.
just be like a
Pretty
worse C4?
Hear you loud and
No, it'd be
clear.
way stronger though.
Action pod is
Way big. It'd be like a
Yeah.
massive explosion.
But it would be like
It'd be
take a
stupid.
very long time.
Yeah.
And it just won't be that good.
No.
Or it would be really broken.
Yeah.
Either or. It will either not be useful at all or do too much. And that's like.
Well, either
that's
way,
your
I
issue
think
with Fat Boy. Why are you trying to add it to something else? Why do you always try and add things you don't like?
I think if the minigun shot Fat Boys, it would be great.
Shredders! Don't get him in your beard!
We do think it should shoot radioactive bullets, but that's neither here nor there. But
Everything should.
I think a radioactive nuke kind of grenade would work, because we do want a radioactive.
So
grenade.
yeah, well, the radioactive grenade, it would either just be like incendiary grenade style, or it would be something a bit more grandiose, like DOG
like
launching a
summoning
nuke.
fucking a nuke on an area.
So that, you know, it would be a bit beyond the Fat Boy. And it wouldn't be a full nuke
Yeah.
still, obviously. And it just kills
Beyond
everything.
the Fat Boy, it's. I'm thinking, well, it might do more damage on impact, but like the radius is smaller and it should do less damage. I don't know.
Radius should be
It
way
shouldn't
bigger.
be a Fat Boy. Then what's the point in Fat Boy?
There isn't a point. Point of Fat Boy is Fat Boy.
Once again, you're advocating for something you don't like. But yeah. I don't know. I think that is probably something. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning that this is basically an electric grenade.
Yeah.
So they have already played along with the elemental gaps in the grenades. So we should be looking for a radioactive and/or corrosion at some point.
Oh, right, the corrosion one. Yeah. Corrosion would be not Gunner.
I think you've got to admit that if next week it's a gunner with a corrosion grenade and all it is like a charge shot, people like, even though it's expected, they've put the stakes a bit too high with this.
Well, no,
with the
because
absolute wildness
they
of this grenade.
they definitely took stock in their ideas. Like in the roadmap, it's like, well, they spoke quite highly of their ideas. I don't think they would be. They would say things like that. They'd be like, "Oh, these are going to be good," if it's just something that you've already seen before.
Yeah.
They don't have to be crazy, but I don't think they actually want to
Start hacking,
have them be like
drone.
replicate really anything in game. Even if they were to use pre-existing status effects like the boomerang does, but it's still something we haven't really seen before. So it would be a little bit beyond that. I mean,
Which I think is also actually worth mentioning.
Huh?
The boomerang is weird, and it's something we're ignoring.
It is weird.
But like, it's not just ricochet. It's not using the ricochet mechanic, at least simply directly. It's different, and I love it when they do these things because they add these things, and that means they can go back or use them in overclocks. They're now the potential in the game already has
So for
expanded.
a weapon, what mechanic would this make sense for? As an overclock?
I mean, remember my sludge pump idea where the
yeah.
charge shot will bounce? Now that's a feature. Bouncing shots is a feature now. That's what this boomerang has.
You're right.
So, boom, immediately back. And then not to mention, any other things they want to do with that is up to them. Maybe change bodkin points into that.
Well,
maybe, just for visual sake, to be a bit more funky.
Going real off
It's
the
up to them.
hypothetical deep end, like
Yeah.
something for the axes as an overclock. I can understand the overclock for the axes.
If we were to do that,
Implements that mechanic.
yeah. Then again, kind of then just stepping on the toes of the
Yeah.
boomerang. But sure, if they wanted to do that, then sure.
But like I said, that's
I know.
off the hypothetical deep end. That they add
Yeah.
grenade overclocks.
And they decide to make two things identical. Point is that I like it when they add new features, and the issue is they don't tend to bring it back often, but only
You're
really
really,
because they haven't.
You're really
played
daring
around
with
it at all.
that. That's quite the wild take.
Yeah. Well, it's just I think I see it more than other people do, and that's because I'm special, but mainly because
You're special.
like, no, not in that way, but mainly because most people are like, oh, new features, cool. I think, oh,
You
new
mean-
gameplay mechanics?
Yeah,
let's work
mechanics.
it back into the game.
So obviously everyone likes new features, but you're talking about you specifically like it when they add mechanics.
Yeah. The issue is they haven't actually really brought it back for a while, but only really because they haven't added any overclocks really since. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of many examples. I know I have some, but I can't quite think of them at the moment.
No.
But yeah, they got a lot of things coming around, and that's kind of what they're going to do now. If they add a corrosion grenade, then that's an example of what I like. They added a status effect, and now they're reworking it back into the normal kind of set of stuff that people have.
Well, I think, you know, like a random status effect grenade would be pretty interesting.
Sure, interesting. Go with interesting, but yeah.
But like that would make something like, oh, it's just a sludge pump charge shot. That would make something like that okay if that's the corrosion variant of the random grenade, the randomizer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe because I'm actually quite fond of it being for engineer. Maybe it could be like a sprinkler of corrosion, something like that. Like you throw it on the floor and it will just kind of sit there spewing corrosion out into the area.
Well, randomly.
Like. Yeah, or like in a circle, something like that.
In
or
a
like
circle.
An
Or the circle would be good because you can set circle on fire and it would become ring of fire.
Yeah, which I think would work with, you know, engineer kind of get the fuck away from me play style, and it would be like a sentry, but a corrosion one. And I've now grown fond of that idea too.
Corrosion
might be added.
The corrosive sprinkler could. That sounds more like it. You know, that's what they would do if they did a corrosion grenade.
Way of adding. Yeah.
Well, that's more their way of adding a corrosion grenade.
Yeah. So maybe looking at something like that, maybe something even more complicated. Because at this point in time, they have kind of, I mean, the boomerang was already throwing me off, but then the fact that it's an electric and stun tool as well, it's pretty wild. So yeah, for now, there's a lot of potential with these grenades.
Yeah.
Shame there's only one of each of them, but at least so far the one has been pretty wild.
You know, no, it's not really the B-nade. The point of the B-nade idea was you got multiple little
Just
things.
lots of mini, yeah.
So, no. It's kind of the opposite of that, actually. Firework grenade.
I mean, the firework grenade could lead into the B-nade. It like launches into the air, releases a bunch of flashy fireworks, and then home in on stuff. But now I'm just really thinking about combination plays that make the grenades way more interesting and way better, because that's clearly what they've done. Which is just why I don't know. I feel like we're gonna like if the new driller grenade is as interesting as Scout's current one in like concept, like the universe where the HE grenade is ever gonna be picked will go to zero. There's none, nil, nada, gone into atoms, right? And I honestly, maybe same argument for neurotoxin. It would then just be axes or the other thing that's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's going to be, because I mean, as mentioned, this grenade is so interesting that I feel like it might ruffle the feathers of like the cryo mains.
The cryo community.
Yeah.
The cryo.
But I think it probably won't that much. I think it's just going to shoot dead IFG players, because this is just going to kind of be, I mean, maybe not a better version of it, but like a alternate version that some might prefer. So it's going to cut away from that, and I mean it shouldn't really affect the pheromone like group, but the
I don't think it will
already exist.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually going to diminish the number of people who use pheromones. But it's not going to.
They were just too little anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I think it might take a bit of the cryo fellas, because once again, this is Scout's only grenade that actually directly deals
the
damage.
pheromone community.
This is going to be one of the only grenades that you could throw as a Scout and it would kill things, especially, I mean, well, I'd say especially swarmers, but cryo does kill swarmers, so I've got to give it that. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's interesting, very interesting.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you. good
Impressive,
shit.
very nice.
Cool.
Now let's see Paul Allen's grenade.
Paul Allen.
Come here.
Yeah, I was referencing American Psycho Man.
Hacking pod has arrived.
Psychopath de l'American.
Teller from it to the power station.
Is that the one with the better calling card or whatever it is?
Business card. Yeah, he says impressive. Very based. He says, now let's see Paul Allen's business card.
Come here.
Let's see
you
Paul Allen's
blind
grenade.
tin can.
Do you wonder is Paul Allen in this
I'll beat
scenario?
your record this time. Just watch me.
Right, okay.
keep
So this
thinking
is
of
real.
Ken Allen.
People have been complaining on the Reddit about on console like lag spikes or like little stuttering, and it's happening.
Well, recently.
I guess because of the upgrade, which is weird.
Yeah.
But they tend to address these things quite promptly. Pretty on it. As far as when they introduce a new technical issue.
Down the hatch.
Yeah, because I mean, all they really have to do at that point is just go over the stuff they added, and they're like, "What happened?
But you
What's
know,
going on?"
Molly's pathfinding is never getting fixed.
Yeah, that's rotten to the core. And at this point, they're leading into it. And at this point, honestly, it's not that bad.
She's gotten me killed
Good.
multiple times recently.
Yeah,
I've had
but,
had the
like,
worst of it recently that I've ever had. Personally.
I think what they're aware of, like 100% aware of, they probably commented on, is that if they got rid of collision, then it should be fine. But that's just shoots immersion in the foot.
Yeah, Halo Infinite.
Even related? Do you just put it to
Did you see?
shit on Halo Infinite? Because I'm down.
No, I never want to shit on Halo Infinite, really.
I always want to shit for on Halo Infinite.
Yeah, you can save that for that podcast.
Go ruin
Funny,
someone
funny
else's
gay
neck.
people.
You're a funny man, aren't you?
Yeah. So, would we probably be looking at only one teaser next week?
Well, possibly. Remember,
I
Oktoberfest.
mean, at least either way, we have Oktoberfest, so we're gonna have something to chomp our bites into.
Because that'll be Thursday, and then I'll probably do Grenade on Friday, so that'll be fine.
But they also, I don't know.
Go
I mean,
Crusher.
they should have enough content to do 2 per week, especially if now they're doing other things than grenades.
Well, put it this way, I think it is, if they are going to be doing 1 per week at the moment, it's by choice. It's just to, like, put the grenades on their own for now, until they're done, and then it'll be 2 per week.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but fuck off. You took too long to make this season, so give us more. Like, if you've started giving us stuff, and it's the backlog.
Alright, well,
It's-
okay. Next week specifically, though, I'm not going to be too upset.
Sure. I mean, they could do 1 grenade per week, but they could also
Well, no,
tease the things that they
definitely
added that
will
aren't
be one
grenades.
grenade
on the
no,
other day.
I agree. I just mean, it's not gonna rustle my jimmies if it's just the grenade next week. But after that, I'll be like, you have more to show. You have more to show. Because, letting Oktoberfest breathe is also like a fair point.
Oktoberfest has got like 2 weeks to breathe. It's got the rest of the week to breathe.
No, but I mean, when it comes out, though.
I assume that's what they're going to do, right? They're going to be playing Oktoberfest on Thursday.
Yeah.
These transmitter nodes are as light as a
Is that what they normally
platform.
I don't know. I don't see why they wouldn't.
whenever they do an event? You're the encyclopedia.
Platform
No, I'm
device.
not.
Access provided.
$172
Yeah.
subscribers. Thank you, guys. They came from the stream, and the stream alone.
Yeah. Well, we did have quite a few viewers. You still got
There was 6
a
at one
couple.
point, which
Thank
was
you
really
all,
cool.
love you all. Mwah. It was 7, mate.
Whoa! That's the kind of Well, I don't know if this is consistent. This might be we might be boomed this week. I did name it Grenade Reveal Aftermath, but that's the kind of thing I'd be expecting consistently at like 250 subscribers. Which is where I want to be.
I don't know. It depends. If you have a reliable streaming like time and like date, and just keep doing it, eventually, you know, people will turn up more reliably. I mean, that's all streaming really is. I mean, that and like being good, being funny,
Well,
being generally
I'm
entertaining.
not great at doing those things at the same time.
I made a platform. I popped the loop pump. Let's get the minerals.
End of sentence.
Yeah, because I'm not very good at elaborating either.
Alright. That's good. Good to know. Glad we cleared that up. It is something. Wait, what?
I'd probably be like recommended against streaming if I told a pro streamer like all my qualities. They'd be like, "Yeah, you're probably not made for this. You're probably."
Yeah, you should like quit altogether, man. You should just go work at Starbucks or something.
A call centre. That Count Dankula did. Yeah, don't work at call centre.
Sentry gun needs
I
a
actually
Don't
say
do it.
that killer here.
What?
You're not allowed to
Not allowed to mention Count
support
Dankula because he's a Nazi.
big racist, bigot, Nazi. Yeah, you actually shouldn't say those words. I mean, it's a stream, so it's fine. But just generally,
I hate Nazis. You're allowed to punch them. You can punch them.
no, you can't say that because then people will just call anyone they want to punch a Nazi.
What?
Well, that's what they do it, Harry.
Oh right, yeah.
That's
yeah.
why violence is so prevalent at like those kind of rallies in America. Because once someone gets called a Nazi, you're then morally allowed to beat the shit out of them.
The boomerang is right at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, because I didn't expect that at all. It was also our
No,
least.
Tyler, that's not why it's at
preferred-
the bottom of the list. It's the last thing I came up with.
Oh yeah, and it's like our least preferred melee option.
Yeah. Still. Fucking called it.
It's still on our list though. I think credit where credit's due. We somehow came up with it.
Well, so I wouldn't necessarily say I had them ranked personally. I just wanted to come up with a melee grade for each of them. The three.
Yeah, we did it.
You don't have
yeah.
them.
Like you-
So and it was pretty easy. It was throwing knives for scout, hammer for gunner, and boomerang for
That's
engineer.
because Harry, we came up with the boomerang mid-video.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I think it's because of that.
Yeah, because we wanted
wanted
to
to
give
come up with-
engineer
yeah.
a melee. We were like,
Oh,
I think
boomerang?
It was like Tom. It was just like boomerang.
Hacking drone is hacking away.
And they were like, yeah, sure, why not?
No, I think I came up. This is the dreadnought thing again. I'm pretty sure I came up with it.
And then I'm sure Tom came up with it because you're a pathological liar.
Oh my god, okay, so Sniss has been streaming recently. He put out a clip where it was the end of an industrial sabotage mission, right? It's in a full team. For some reason, the whole team finds themselves just standing on or around with the geysers. Sniss, being the smartass that he is, decides to power attack it. And the entire team wipe instantly. And they fail. And they finish the mission. Industrial sabotage as well.
All being rad.
That's probably the first time someone's failed industrial sabotage after depositing the data rack.
I mentioned quite a few people have failed the
Not from enemies, though.
evacuation. Oh yeah, I suppose.
I feel like those accidents haven't really happened. I mean, that specifically is the chance of that happening is pretty low. Because all four of them were close enough to it, or on it, to be exploded.
There. Missed it. I missed much.
We need some pest control on the hacking drone.
Tree houses. Get that to do.
Oh, this.
We got the oppressor. Oh, damn it, there's a
Caustic oppressor.
reloading.
It's gonna trickle down.
Both power stations are down. The vault is only shielded with emergency power now. Get back there and disable it. We're almost in.
One platform, ready to use.
We somehow exhausted everything to do with the teaser.
Really?
And it only took us like probably what, an hour.
Shield for the law.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Pretty rad.
I mean, I'm impressed how much we got out of the, you know, a picture of a pair of goggles.
Bam!
That's because it has everything there. We just can't see it.
Well, there's almost sometimes there's less to talk about when you know everything. Well, most of the time, really.
Yeah, because we spend a lot of our time speculating, so when that can't be done.
Plasma buster!
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the plasma?
And if anyone wants to just ask us a question on something to do with the game or something,
Q&A. Yeah,
it's-
go on.
that'll help the dead air.
Ready!
Dead air. Dead ass.
Junkyard, you! I could need a good rest.
Like, no one said anything in quite some time.
Except us.
No, we don't count though. We're not in the chat.
Damn it.
Damn it! Don't say that. It's gross. Damn it.
Gross. Unless, hold on, let's check. Sometimes chat can be pretty shitty.
Pretty shitty.
Pretty starched.
Access provided. I ordered a resupply.
Hang in there.
Pretty
Supplies on the
sharty.
way.
Resupply arrived. Go restock.
Engineer moment be like standing in a cloud of poison, just not giving a shit.
What? Where's that?
That's what you're doing, you just mine the plume.
Yeah, but who said that?
Which, that was me.
That was you. I know you said. I know
Yeah.
you said that.
Yeah, just now. Which is actually a thing, because like,
Is a thing.
Supply plant requisition.
generally, yeah, I mean,
I'm
in the fungus bogs, the NG is a pretty strong advantage. Same
Right.
with Magma Core and Driller, like he can stand on those little fire stuff and literally nothing happens.
Unfortunately, Engineer does have the advantage that he has damage resistance against some of the most common priority targets in the game.
Yeah.
The only enemy that Driller gets bonus resistance for is one of the twins on one of their attacks.
I ordered a resupply.
Yeah, and you know, Gunner, I think also, you know, exploders.
Yeah, Gunner's got
really
the
good
probably.
thing to be immune to.
They're all great, like the other three. You know, Scouts is necessary. Like you'd wish it could be something else, but it kind of needs to be full damage.
Which doesn't even save you most of the time. You get 50% more resistance and you still die to full damage like all the time.
Obviously, Gunner helps with everything. His own explosions, teammate explosions. Obviously, you can survive satchel charges sometimes, and exploders, which is a big deal.
One sentry gun ready to be built. Armed. Sentry gun needs
Yeah.
assembly.
An engineer gets resistance against Praetorian spit, and acid spitter damage over time. As in, it does direct damage when it first hits, and it gets no resistance for that. But it takes some of the sting out of the residue.
Get ready, folks. The force field is about to come down.
Residual. The residual damage.
Force field down. Careful, that means the caretaker is onto you.
I have drawers upon drawers of pencils and pens. Yeah, I don't have a single fucking ruler.
Tricon inbound.
You must have something straight.
Yeah, but I don't need it for the straight bit. I need it for the
Damn. It could be like a ruler filter that you can get on your camera, on your phone camera.
Yeah.
I feel like that would work. That would
I
suffice.
don't actually need to know the exact centimeters, so I could just.
So what the fuck do you need to know then?
I just need.
I don't need to draw a straight line, but I need to measure it. But I don't need the exact numbers.
I just need to know whether or not I'm using the same length as something else. So I just need to measure the length of one thing. Shush! Stop being mean. You're being a meanie. I'm gonna cry.
It was that he dropped in and then just left. I'll find you.
Okay, that's probably too big. I mean, so far you seem to be doing a pretty good job. I mean,
Yeah, this is going well.
Mainly a shard diffractor kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What are you actually using on?
I'm showing it right now, but obviously it's a delay.
Wouldn't hurt to say.
Ammo. Just ammo.
Which is
As
down.
much ammo as possible. Weak point. Bonus.
Fair enough. But you'd use like overdrive boosters, shit out of the thing.
Overdrive
you don't
booster.
actually like that.
Overdrive booster. Yeah, sure. I'd use that. I would use overdrive booster. That's me. I love that overclock. I do actually. Okay, I need to use before tomorrow. I need to use overdrive booster and Google special. I think I'm gonna prioritise.
Oh right, so I suppose we'll say it now, but I think we're doing we're copying Axis Chronos.
Whoa!
And we're gonna.
Whoa! Let me reiterate.
be
Okay.
doing
Okay. Let me reiterate. We're copying Axis Chronos.
We're gonna do a 100% speed run.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's important actually because I don't think Axis Chronos. 100%
We are actually going to be rating the claims properly as well. Like the hack.
The Haxis, more like Haxis Chronos.
Roasted.
Good one, Harry.
Good one, Harry.
I don't think I'm supposed to say that. But we do actually need to be brief because that video could be 10 out of 10 if we don't actually speedrun it. I could probably go for the 10 hours on my own.
We're gonna be looking at like the grenade one, where we're gonna be stating what we would put them as. If we disagree, well, maybe we should have a slight elaboration, like a sentence each. And if we disagree, an extra sentence.
No. There's no response. We're not allowed to respond to each other. Just say things.
It's just like, yeah, if we're like, I don't know, like, I'm like, let's spray, or it's like, let's spray, and I'm like,
Let's spray!
And you're like, what do you, let's spray us.
I'll put it here. Puts it in the slot.
And I'll do that. Unless, will I be able to see where the tier list?
Yeah, I'll make sure on Discord. I'll share my screen.
Yeah. And I'll say I love it because it's tons of damage and with no ammo negatives, so it's just
What's
damage.
Shredders!
Let's spray.
Coming out of the care
Let's spray and let's storm.
No, just let's spray.
No, they're the same.
Shoot the open fence!
No,
No, Tyler,
let's spray.
the things that you said about it apply to Lead Storm.
No.
How? Explain.
Let's storm can suck a foul. Moving
I
on.
actually agree with that.
Well, that's the one that
No, I
slows
don't
you
agree
down.
with that. Yeah, I don't like it though.
It's
like,
just gonna. I mean, you can move around at like a good pace. There's a
with
good
an
time,
argument.
right?
A lot of people make the argument that it's not even a negative because you can just jump.
Yeah,
I
but
say,
it is a negative
yeah,
because
if
you
you're
have
good
to
at
go out of
jumping.
your way and do that. But like, it's
Unfortunately,
just
I
gonna
like
get
being
you
able to
killed
move.
more than not.
So I'll take exhaust vectoring any day over Lead Storm. It is a bit weird to me. Like I spoke. Obviously, it's in the minigun spotlight. How it's weird that it has like 3 overclocks that basically do the same thing, and then 2 others that also do a similar thing.
Yeah, well, that's just Gunner, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think like the selection, the mod selection on the minigun is like the most nuanced one. Even if they're simple, the point was there's like actually legitimate choice in like every tier. But they don't, not because they all do the same thing. But I did point out, so even with those 3 overclocks that basically do the same thing, there's still legitimate reasons to take any of them. It's like different reasons. Quite impressive. There's something so simple can be so complex.
Shredder! I'm taking some of the ammo. Oh yeah.
Pardon me. I heard, I guess, this song, Run, used in a meme recently
Shoot it!
on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And Twitter has this thing called a Song Finder bot that people tag it and then it finds the song that's been used in the clip. Song Finder bot was not able to accomplish this, so I stepped up to the plate. So this is a Run from the Rock Galactic original soundtrack. That's it.
Annoying little buggers.
I can't remember what it was though.
That looks like
Oh my god, so, right. I went on Twitter and look up, because I do that for some reason, and I immediately turned it off. The first thing I saw was something utterly ridiculous. I actually can't remember what it was. It was about the Queen's death. Oh, right. It was someone saying if this many people are allowed to insult the Queen for dying, then white people should be allowed to say the N-word. And I just turned it off. I just turned my phone off. So I can't be on Twitter right now.
Kind of take. What is even?
don't get him in your
Well, a closeted racist who is quite angry at people making fun of the Queen Elizabeth dying. I'm also not happy about that, but I'm not a closeted racist, so I wouldn't be using that as
I guess
reason.
you're just further in the closet than him, I guess.
No, it was a woman.
He's a woman.
They can't. They don't.
First round's on me when we
Tanamongu did.
Finally,
Tanamungu.
Rack is secured.
Tanamongoose.
In this area.
Tanamungu.
Work. Call in a part from the mule to get you home.
Tanamongloid.
Drop pod inbound.
Over here on Deep Rock YouTube, we're allowed to make fun of people. Our own little corner of the internet where there are no rules. It's the wildlands out there.
Drop pod arrived. Mule is returning to LZ.
Who is LZ and why is
Drop pod
Mule
departing
returning
in
to her?
T-minus 5 minutes.
wait, fireman.
That's an interesting path you've taken. Actually, no, it's pretty simple.
You're a stain on the floor. Better hurry. Eat it. Plasma.
What's that? Okay. Brilliant.
Backball.
I mean, probably because I put it on Hazard 4, but that was relatively easy. And I probably could have done it with Hazard 5.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Just saying. Just saying.
The mule has docked. Initiating launch sequence. Extraction commencing. Good work.
Wow. 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 Damn, I kind of need to piss again. I guess T goes to the bladder quickly.
Everything goes to your bladder quickly.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay. Okay, I won't waste any time.
Oh, is Harry gone? Oh, is Harry gone? Oh no, I'm supposed to be entertaining.
I'm supposed to be entertaining.
I can't show off my juggling skills because you can't see my hands. And because I can't juggle.
And because I can't juggle.
Mainly the second.
Mainly the second one.
But you wouldn't actually know about the second one if it
You
was
wouldn't
the
actually know
first
about
one.
the second one.
So technically just the first one.
Technically just the first one.
I'm back from the land of piss.
So,
So
the One Piece chapter came out today's pretty fire, isn't it?
Today's pretty fire, isn't it?
As in,
What have you-
absolutely
what are you
insane.
doing?
Like, hello.
What have you been saying?
Nothing.
Okay, I think this will be my last mystery box mission, but I might keep the stream going when for my using Overdrive Booster and Google Bomber Spickle. Unless I get those as... Okay, so I just got 6 for my condition, which I think we've already done. Right? Oh, no, we haven't. Not for that. Why is 6 so fucking common? Fuck me. I know why. Hold on. We're not counting that because I forgot to actually change the maximum number on the random number generator. It's 1 to 10. Instead of 1 to 34. Right. So, okay, this should be more interesting. 17. Oh, Lead Storm. That's not that interesting. It's not... Mission. 2. Egg Hunt. That's fairly, you know, that's nice, I guess. Pick a long ass egg hunt. Not that one. That one. Radioactive Exclusion Zone. My favourite biome. Not a lie, by the way. That's true. You can find out why in our biomes tier list. Okay. That definitely. And that. Not Hellfire. Not Hellfire. The best overclock for the coil gun. Ultramagnetic coils.
It ain't a gun
Weigh at
if
least
it don't
100
weigh at least
pounds.
100 pounds.
I'm gonna bring Beastmaster. Bell of the Ball.
Oh, that fucked that up. God, I suck at hair.
Check your gear and let's go.
Sucks at hair, everyone. That's not how you spell Carl.
Alright team, you're going after eggs this time. Alien eggs. Can't miss them, they're big and they glow. Get the eggs,
What the
store them in
hell?
Molly, and get back alive.
Oh right, I guess that's what I should check. See if they put that thing out on the Reddit. They haven't. The devs, it doesn't seem like they've actually put that clip on the Reddit themselves.
Weird, because they did it like the second they did it, the last one.
Unless it's just somehow not like hot yet and it's lost in the new sea.
Take care of this.
The sea of new. Oh, down to 2 viewers. I think that might be me and you.
Alright, I'm gonna send you something.
Oh god, Crassus. No. No. Well, actually, it's not a big deal. Only, honestly, it's not that it's the chore of mining the gold because I'm not going to do it. It's just the fact that I have to waste ammo on it.
You're gonna get both codes tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah, as much as I can. That's basically what we'll be doing for the rest of the mission.
Come here.
I don't need boss code. Right, what are you sending me? Well, where?
On Instagram. Even. Not a minute. I'm just taking a photo like I normally, so it isn't another weird one, but you can see it for a second.
Pardon me. Sorry, everybody.
drink.
Whoa. He's so ugly.
Thank you. Yeah.
I called for more.
Well, because I don't know
I really like that hair.
exactly what. You like the hair?
Yeah.
That's my main issue with it. I mean, other than
It's like some of the
other
best
things that's wrong with
drawn hair I've seen in just like a sketch.
Lock and loaded.
it. I mean, I guess so you're more of like a main like that then, rather than like a actual like hair.
What? What do you mean rather than actual hair?
Because I looked up long black hair, and all their long black hair is just like smooth, silky, or like curly hair. Yeah. And that ended up more like a mane of.
Yeah, I think a bit more curly would be nice. If anyone wondering, well, I guess no one's actually watching. If anyone wondering what we're talking about, don't worry.
So, no, it's a good time.
Yeah, the chance for anyone getting to here just by watching it, like, as a video, is also quite low.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just chipping away at all the characters. I've done mine mostly. I mean, I actually got to get good at like most of it, but like I have an idea basically, and I've that sketched down. But I also have the most solid idea of what yours is since you've given me it. Meanwhile, the other two, I have no fucking clue. So I'm just doing what I can. I do need your name though.
Harry. You already knew that. I need your name, please. Know my name.
Weapon ready.
Don't understand. That's actually one of the lowest yields I've seen from a Crassus. Well done, me.
Go. Get to work. Shoot to kill.
Kiss me quick. Okay, Tyler. Why have you only got one viewer now?
Let's go through Instagram. 'Cause if I go on Instagram, I end up doing that, and then I have to like snap myself out of it, and you just snap me out of it. So
Where is it? Loot bug eliminated.
but that. Cheers, governor. Cheers,
I have your change right here.
Get down. Get down now, bow now. Wow, just go. Wow, 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 wow.
That's the metal version of Robot Getaway, available on Spotify right now. Damn, bitch.
Felt
You
better
live like
to
this?
Take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day. Be gone! Born ready.
We've been to Button Moon. We followed. Fuck it, I'll tame a normal grunt. We've been to Button Moon. We followed Mr. Spoon. Button Moon. Button Moon.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't think so.
What?
Oh no, I know he's not here.
Nightmare, follow me. Next time, let's go somewhere nice. And Steve's off the bug heaven. Be gone! Molly, come here. You bug, open. Don't got room for more.
Damn. I could do with some eats.
Could do we give me a name?
Damn you.
Tyler.
No.
Depositing minerals.
Right, okay. Last name. Go like this. Rock Bearer.
I'm involved that.
What?
The only person that has a last name is James. Well, Billy Thomas is the one, and I'm just gone with Cat because I just like that name. And James says something wrong because he's a gaping anus.
We're not allowing that. I thought.
No, I'm allowing it, but on the caveat that it's a cursed name. Anyone that says it will die, which forces him to be undead, and no one will ever say the full name. So it's canonically his name, but no one's saying it. So I'm just gonna call him like Ting, I think, or something like that. Or
Oh,
something.
okay. Why is
One of
that? I mean, Wong is
Some
fine. Wong,
Ting
because it's
or
Wong.
Wong. One of them.
Probably not Ting.
Maybe.
I'd
we'll
advise
see.
against that.
Well, I advise against Wong, considering he's not Asian.
Molly, over here.
Yeah, but Ting is more like
Sums a word.
offensive. Yeah, because it's like fake Asian.
Detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Suppose. Oh, we'll see. But yeah.
Combat position.
Otherwise, just pick a name. Probably maybe make it dwarvish if you want.
Carl.
I think that's what we did before. Could be Carl if you want.
Carl Rockbearer.
As in, are you serious? Do you want to be called Carl? Yes, sure.
Tom, I think I just gave you a name.
And you're happy with it?
God, Tyler,
As in, I'm more than happy to accept it.
I gave you the name.
Alright. Is it Carl? Carl's with a K, right?
Yes, that's important in this case. K-A-R-L. Short for Carlton.
We'll just bring out the fact that our names are now very similar. Mine's K-A-T-Z.
Die like
Oh,
I'm
well.
dead.
One second there.
Good news, team. The wave is thinning out.
Right.
Let's show them something. Players recharging.
If someone can make a like 100% build randomizer, or like they can implement it on like Carl.gg, that would be amazing. That'd be
Could
great.
be, wouldn't it?
That'd be something else. This is something else.
Move your tin ass over here.
That's the black suit theme from Spider-Man 3. As composed by Danny Elfman.
I called for the music.
Elfman,
It's like she's bigger on the
not
inside.
your real name. Oh dear.
Let me go! Go Crusher! Help me mine this.
Lovely, lovely gold.
I'm currently listening to James's playlist because I'm sick of listening to mine. And Jesus Christ. James is so basic.
Killer be killed. Reloading. I'm afraid of heights.
Who up grobbing they grobber right now?
Oh. Help me with the minerals here. Damn flares could need an upgrade. Cluster out! Save yourself! Like these things weren't bad enough alive. Molly is on the way. Good times.
Well done. Secondary objective completed.
Deep Rock seriously need to invest in some better equipment.
Commentary.
Pretty much.
No, not pretty much.
At the long and short of it.
Commentary, we ain't got none. Not over here. Not a barrel vision.
It's a good thing with just gameplay. Well, they got enough commentary the first hour.
The part that's going to be more likely to be watched, so
Yeah.
fair
Which,
enough.
to be honest, I mean, basically just a podcast 0.5.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to me how all these minerals fit inside.
I wouldn't really say basically. It is, but just not in name.
Feel my wrath. Here, get into cover. Ha! Who's gonna protect you now?
They add
we
Dr.
crud?
Livesey to
Come and
Deep
get
Rock Galactic.
some. I'm totally loaded. Where is that damn view?
Should add like the like Imperial English hat.
We got the wig. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Shield charged and
They
ready.
should
No.
also add a crown in memorial.
This is
Oh yeah. Is that a good idea?
I just want a crown.
You got one.
I mean,
It's
there
the
is
paper
actually
crown.
one.
It's the-
A good one.
yeah, that actually looks
Which is
like.
actually what they use. For some reason, they use the crowns in their streams.
weapon ready.
I can't.
When the
Pardon me?
bed bugs start to feel like family, you know it's time to quit. Zip line ready.
I see.
I ordered a
Ah,
recent
look at these.
line. Why call it
Beautiful,
a
beautiful.
Better stand back.
This location full of splendor and life. Allow me to destroy it.
resupply pod is here. Everybody collect ammunition. Lift with your legs. One down. Shield up. Yeah, give me some sugar. Oh. Where is that damn
Where'd it go?
tin can? Shield charged.
Okay. Whoa!
I got the tri-jaw. Don't die. Bamboo! I was born ready. Donkey, come here. Down it goes. Oh, I've got the location of the rest of the equipment.
Wow. Halo Infinite Forge Fundamentals. Upcoming premiere on the Halo channel. Born out of desperation, no doubt. Because they need to do something.
I feel
Yes.
like Forge is looking to like save Halo Infinite, but I wouldn't put it that way at all. Forge is looking like it's going to become Halo Infinite. Like Halo Infinite is only going to be known as Forge.
I would say that the game would probably be like they would stop working on it if they couldn't get Forge out this year. As in,
Yeah.
I think it's the reason that they're still going. That's why it saves it, in my opinion. Is that if I think if Forge wasn't on the horizon, if it wasn't within close proximity, they would be like I think Microsoft would actually step in for that. I don't know why, but I feel like Forge is having that
And
effect on the development. What I think is what's keeping them going.
I heard this. Oh, it was on the most critical video. But like, and I know it's big, but the maps they're adding were made on Forge.
In the winter update, that's true. Even though it looks like the
Yeah.
season 3 ones are done.
They made it on Forge, which is something. But like people, I think have using Forge within like a week recreated the older Halo maps. Like
Yeah.
in like less than a week, they remade the older maps, and so people are like, "What the fuck?" like if you can make maps this easily with Forge, why aren't there so many more maps? How much there are?
They don't. I mean, because. Well, no,
don't feel the
it's
need.
not because to me, honestly, the Halo Infinite maps, the Deathmade ones, feel almost like Forge creations from the Halo 5. And obviously it doesn't sound good, but I guess it's because they are working on making things.
Sure.
Like making
At
the
this
game.
point, they even need to just do one or the other, because let's be realistic.
What, just
At
free
this
for
point-
No, but the point is that free for free shouldn't have to be the ones using Forge. And they won't be.
Yeah.
But they've just done it to like showcase and to get some maps out. And they still look pretty good. They look pretty
If
close
it's
to being dev.
If Forge is that good, they might as well. It would save them a lot of time, right?
Well, no, because there's more for there's more for them to do than just maps. As in, the people in the community will definitely get way better at anyone at Free for Free at making Forge maps. Because Free for Free does have other things to do. It's just it's
And
the
shouldn't they
truth.
just stop making maps and they should just like port over the best Forge maps into the main game?
Yes, they should.
So that it saves them wasting their very lacking time and energy on maps and focus on actual content. Just to be honest, Forge could also probably do like game modes and that. I
Yeah, you
imagine
can
the
make
second
game
Forge
modes.
goes up, Infection's going to exist. Like
I think
just
it already
immediately,
does.
right? Yeah. So all they have to do is just port it over to the main one, and then take credit for it, and then job done.
I'm starting my own bloody mine.
Problem is, they won't do that for Infection specifically.
Yeah, they'll wait.
And they
like,
don't
a
want to.
year and then
It's
make their
stupid
own,
because it
and
should have been there from the
works.
beginning, but they also probably don't want to, cop out when they probably should.
They're not above.
It's because, well, you'd also want to get the voice lines. That's part of it. It's not why it's taken. It's not why it's going to be more than 2 years after the game came out for Infection to come around. But I mean, that's why they're not going to use someone's Forge creation
Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
I suppose. But it's not a good reason. They can just add the voice lines to the Forge version. Save everyone time.
Fall back to the drop pod. I'm not scared of you.
It's gonna be funny though, because when Infection does come out, such a basic mode, right? It's gonna be like 2 years since the launch for it to come out, and it's probably gonna be scuffed in some way. They're gonna do something wrong with it.
It's just going to be worse than the Forge version, so I don't know why they should even think about it. Well, at this point, like everything is. Everything they're going to produce
Because
is going to be worse.
I think you said it yourself. 343 for some reason does kind of think they're the shit.
Mule has docked. Initiating launch sequence.
Yeah. Which they have no reason to. They've done nothing but fail their entire lifespan.
Better hurry. I'm full. Heading to the mule. No more room. Time incoming. Shield ready.
No!
Shield. Bosco, you're the best.
Good work. We're pulling you back in.
I've got in my notes for podcast 7 Elon Musk's upside down smile. What's that doing there? How'd I get there? Drop pod. Okay, to make up my cock up, I will do one more randomised mission properly.
Did you fail?
No, as in I didn't have the random number generator set up properly. So I basically, more than half wasn't even going to be in
Right.
consideration. 7. Have I done? I feel like I've done 7. No support tools. Brilliant. And 34. That doesn't exist for the mission selection. Does 27 actually. 21. That exists. Low gravity. Is there a low gravity?
Support tool, is that like actual turrets and all that?
Yes. There is not a low gravity. 17. Elite threat. I know that the first mission of the Elite Deep Dive is Elite threat. But there is not one
Where are
here.
you going to go, scout or driller?
Oh, that's a good point. Probably scout. 11. Cave cluster. I don't think there's one of those either. I don't think... No. It's going well. 3. I'm sure there's a number 3. I'm sure there's an on-site refining. There is in the sandblasted corridors. It's perfect for scout. Although, oh god, I mean,
Can't light it up.
that's true.
The mission is ready. The pod is prepped.
I'm gonna go for this smaller
That's
one
your-
actually,
or
on the
refinery
crystalline
scan.
caverns.
Mission selected and locked in.
Which means I
Time to
might
drop
want
pod.
to go driller. Probably gonna be easier to not use my satchel charges and
And it'll be easier to
flare
pipe place.
place. Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay, let's go with that. And you can be Goo Bomber Special. Let's get it. Le Goo Bomber Special. Puddle radius, I reckon. Alright, yeah, obviously. Right, okay, yeah. Sick.
Step aside, wimps.
Yeah, I'm sure this. I will not use my satchels by accident. I swear. On my grave. Oh, fuck me. I think, assuming this isn't a joke, the boomerang is actually called the ouch stick.
The outstick?
Ouch. Ouch stick.
How was... What, is that been announced? Don't mention.
I don't know, man. It's on the Reddit post, but it's not like... It's weird. It doesn't feel like the name because it's not capitalised, first of all. And also because it's too, like, loose. That's too non-technical, I think. Deep Rock.
Unless it's like ouch is like an acronym.
It's not. It needs to be the way it's formatted here. It's not. Yeah, it's not. If that's the case, it's not represented properly.
Take that!
Ouch stick.
It's fucking terrible.
We need a pump jack here.
Song just started with if I did Death Note, I'd write my name on every page.
Oh yeah.
Loot box looted.
This is from James's playlist.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
Let's get the pump jack connected and pumping.
It's awful.
Ordering pump jack. Damn it.
Request accepted.
Song's
Stand
called
clear.
Loser.
Pump jack
It's
inbound.
just basically that for the entire song.
Go crusher! Connect the pipelines to the pump jack and let's get the extraction started. It's not cool when we don't have a mule. Hey, it rhymes. Go fetch. I'm totally loaded.
Oh no.
Jaw dropping. You want some more?
Swarm spotted. Buckle up. Contact imminent.
Bam! Red sugar. Let's get the more time.
Swarm. I repeat, swarm.
Oh,
Pump
of
jack
course.
launched. Stay clear from the impact zone.
Loot bug hot. ready yet. Do you like her?
Scanner showed the wave is thinning out. Take out the rest of them, snap.
Feel much better now. Timber! Yeah!
Who the hell came up with Google on the special? What bozo?
Who's them?
Because it doesn't really change anything. Like, or it doesn't really add anything. It just makes it less practical. It doesn't really take anything away either. That's the thing. It just makes it
It's kind of
worse.
cool. Ruben Barrow and Jeff Martinez, like the fellas that have been commenting on the stream, they're the only people that have commented on the Boomerang video as well.
Our
Job
number
guys.
one fans. Except Goober, of course.
Can't have more than one number one fan.
Of course you can. We do. Fucking hell. I just realised I've had the variable sheet on the screen for throughout just so far during this mission. 6 minutes. Okay, that's not... Okay. Fucking hell. See, maybe if you were watching the stream, you'd have been able to tell me. Or would you have done? I should ask. Because it's quite
I can't
arbitrary.
honestly
It's
say.
quite trivial, like arbitrary. So I wouldn't have considered it that malicious if you would let me.
Yeah, this play
Wallow in
is
ignorance.
it's just like a victory lap of stream. Like that.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't really. It's not going to affect anything. It's not-
The old lady is resting her
It's not
legs
that I
at
can
the
say
space
whatever I
window.
want,
Wish I lost
No, you can't.
such as Boomerang's video's doing a pretty good. I thought it would do better than the first teaser, but it's
Well, I mean, it could do. I don't know. I think
no.
no.
Well, maybe. I think it might have a more longer life to it, but currently it's doing third of what the other one did. Which, thank you. For
YouTube analytics with Tyler.
Yeah, I like looking at the ranking of things. They're pretty handy. It's still doing a lot better than the Oktoberfest stuff, which did better than all our other.
Well, the
videos.
second October, I wasn't surprised that the second Oktoberfest video didn't do anywhere near as well. That's not a surprise to me. And also, it was
For a
very
second, I did think
quickly
it was the same
trumped.
video.
So, no skin off my back. Two hours, 35 minutes streaming. No dropped frames. Deep Rock itself has dropped more frames in the stream. And of that I am proud.
Here.
Kind of. It's weird because as far as I know, the settings are the same as what they were before I started meddling. So and it was pretty bad before I started changing anything at all.
That's it.
So I don't see why it's good as it is.
Great job. First pipeline between pump jack and refinery established.
Bigger
The thing is,
they
it's like,
are.
yeah, that charge shot killed that Praetorian, but it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know about Gooby Bobber Special. Maybe it's got some hidden potential, but I ain't seeing it because it's hidden.
Sticky, gooey.
Definitely more of a gimmick than a mechanic.
Flares ready.
I think Sludge Blast is kind of the other way around. It's a more notable mechanic. I don't
Carry it.
think it's great still. Right.
Surfing underground. I'm wondering if fighting
Moving
monsters
dirt is the best way
moving
to
dirt
make
is
a
the best
living.
way to make a living. One down, more to go. I'm off. This should work. Build it, Bosco.
Bunker up, team. Swarm incoming.
This footage will be used in the Satchel Charge defamation trial.
Oh no, this isn't the one. Wait, is this the one where you're not supposed to use it?
The swarm is upon
What?
you.
You're not
The mission I'm
supposed
playing
to
right
use
now
this?
is well, I can't use support tools.
And so what? Oh.
What?
I almost just pulled out my on button on my phone.
I did just whip out the satchel. I felt compelled to. For whatever reason. I promptly returned it to my pocket, however.
You're doing well.
If you're thinking about using your satchel charges, think again.
Look, they're fine. It's just do better.
I accidentally unplugged my earphones.
Never felt better. Die, monsters!
They call me silly boy.
Flares. Recharging.
Get me out of here! Oh my lord! Oh my god! What the hell?
Resupply order.
Supplies are on the way.
Just. Resupply arrived. Go restock.
I miss the times when Google the Special was broken and you could one-shot Dreadnoughts with it. Basically, for some reason, the damage of all the fragments would like stack in this really strange way. So if you like launched it upwards, it would drop like, you know, a dozen fragments on top of the same enemy and just do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Every objective completed. Fine job.
I don't see how they exactly fixed it.
Go.
but they did,
Help me build.
and we're all worse off for it. They described it in the patch notes when it was like, nerfed. Fixed crazy damaged jazz on the Goobomber special. Like, damaged jazz. That sounds amazing. More of that, please.
We need these in the space rig.
All lights read green.
Right, pump jacks are all
Pump
in
jacks
place.
are all in place.
War kite is
The liquid
waiting.
war kite is waiting. Return to the refinery and start up the pump sequence.
That W pump sequence.
Liquid war kite is being extracted. Refinery and all pump jacks are
Oh no,
working full
bro.
capacity. Be warned, the noise will draw in the locals, so stay on your toes and do what you can to protect and maintain the equipment. Incoming wave.
Wash them.
Liquid morkite is being extracted. Pump sequence at 25%.
Look at me, I'm Stony Rock. Feel much
Okay, we got a problem with the pipelines. Fix it to keep the extraction running.
lead back to the space rig. That's all you got, just live right shit.
This pipeline is fixed, but there are more outstanding issues.
Much better.
Pipeline's operational again. You're doing fine. Pump sequence at 50%. Refining commencing as planned.
Hit me from here.
Swarm? We got another swarm.
Come and get me, you disgusting monster. Wait, very long.
Pump sequence at 75%. The cargo rocket is almost full. The pipelines are jammed. You need to maintain it.
Bacteria, Troy eliminated. Do the
Pipeline repaired, but other pipelines are still malfunctioning.
Eat it.
again. We got bugs, lots of them. Excellent work, miners. All liquid morkite has been processed and the cargo rocket is fully loaded. All systems are go, just press the launch button.
Fellas.
Well done. Cargo rocket is returning to orbit. We're sending in the drop pod to get you out. Hang tight.
Here I come! Yeah! Gotta wait for the red zone. Go with the flow. Oh yeah.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes. Extraction commencing. Good work.
No satchel charges were harmed during the making of this mission. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm either going to end it, or if within 3 rolls, the mystery box can make me use overdrive booster, I'll do that mission. Overdrive booster being not here. Oh, I know. Wait, no. So I didn't actually, I don't actually have overdrive booster down as a variable, but where is it? All unstable overclocks. If I get that within 3 rolls, then I'll do it. Nope. No. Wonderful. But even these earphones are getting uncomfortable. My head is not built to have things on it. Or in it. Oh, it's not dilly dally. I know no one's watching now. Someone might get this far
Yoink!
when they watch the video. And if you are here,